Hopefully this works without the loop back. All right, so you also will be getting notifications. Okay, we're live, guys, and I'm gonna hit the button and open up the room.
Good evening, all. This is Renee speaking. I'm here for the listening.
Okay, Renee.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we
Hi, okay.
All right.
I don't know how to get this for camera and all this other stuff, but I can hear you, okay?
All right, cool.
Hi, Miss Ness.
Hi.
Okay, I'm here.
Camera look good? All right, y'all. Time to go to work. And bang. Oh, this might be helpful. Hold on. All right, gang. So y'all should actually. Boom. Let's go to work.
Oh, I see people now.
Hey. We are finally rocking and rolling the One NYCHA show. Supposed to start at 4 o'clock. First of all, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers in heaven and in earth. To all the moms, happy Mother's Day, special day. And proof. You know what? It was heavy today.
On a NYCHA Zoom.
One night.
Then hit me up when you finish.
Okay. What up? So listen, I'm giving you guys a chance to share. So please share with your friends. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, and share. The more you share, the more people hear. Once again, I'm welcome to the One NYCHA show. Comes on every Sunday at 4 o'clock. I am your host, Rock Logic. I have Stan Moss in the building. I have Nechama in the building. Did I get that right? I keep going. You gotta correct me. He's my favorite intern. Nechama. Oh man. And Saundrea Coleman's in the house. Word up,
Share. Happy Mother's Day.
So I'm just getting my
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, y'all. And we got some moms on the line, moms of NYCHA. And we finally got this thing up and running, and I'm so happy. And bang. Word up. So big shout out to everybody in the building. Once again, it's the One NYCHA show. Comes on every Sunday at 4 o'clock. And today we're running late. Mother's Day was heavy. I was caught in traffic coming up out of the Bronx. Stan couldn't get a cab. Saundrea was having trouble on the train.
And I actually got here at like 4:02. Wow. I made it. Wow. And then the 10 turn came in right in the comma, came right behind me.
And there it is. And that's crazy. What it was going to be.
Crazy.
Yeah. So it was going to be today. So I'm just going to kind of get to it with myself. Nothing really went on this week. So I'll pass it to you, Saundrea. I didn't do much except work and do the school thing that I've been doing. But what's happening? What's been your week like?
Yeah, greetings all. Just still busy in the fields. And if you don't know, I am a organizer, Holmes Isaacs Coalition, and just helping residents, learn about their issues in public housing, educate them, help them fight, stand alongside them. And yesterday we did I'm just jumping into yesterday, we did a big food distribution with the faith-based organizations that come alongside us, as well as the Isaac Center. We had PPE. I mean, we had loads of sanitizer, masks, great. Face masks. I mean, the face shields, and we had grapes. We had crates of grapes and other food. So it just was a really good day. As we all know, today is Mother's Day. So once again, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers and those that are actually grieving their mother on today as well. Yes, some of us are in a club that we do not have our mother anymore. But look at the product of us, right? We were raised right. We came from good stock.
The result was it.
Yeah. Yep. So I just want to acknowledge that it is very difficult for some Black mothers who lost their children to either police violence or white supremacy. Valerie Bell, mother of Sean Bell, Kajuta Diallo, mother of Amadou Diallo, Wanda Cooper Jones, Ahmaud Arbery's mother, Dimitri Wine, mother of Dre Jean Sean Reed, Gwen Carr, mother of Eric Gardner, Sabrina Fulton, mother of Trayvon Martin, Maria Hamilton, mother of Dontre Hamilton, Wanda Johnson, mother of Oscar Grant, Leslie Spading, I hope I said that right, mother of Michael Brown, April Pipkins, mother of E.J. Bradford Jr., Geneva Reed Vale, mother of Sandra Bland, and Samara Rice, mother of Tamir Rice, and Congresswoman Lucy McBath, mother of Jordan Davis. You know, the list is super duper long. I just wanted to shout out some of the mothers. There's so many I left out. And for those that don't know, I'm one of the organizers of UES for BLM. You know, we're over 340 days. So this is important to me. And these names will be read tonight as well at the vigil. So that's basically my week. Did a lot, but yeah.
Wow. It's a lot, as always.
My man Stan Morris, what's happening?
Yes. Definitely been a busy week for me as well. I want to give a big shout out to my son, Malcolm, who's finally out the hospital.
Yeah.
He was in the hospital, then he got out the hospital, and he's back in the hospital. So he's back home today.
Wonderful.
Unfortunately, I had a tough week dealing with him. And also I lost my cousin this week and had to go to a funeral. So it was really one of those weeks. You know, today is Mother's Day. So I'm definitely doing a lot of reflection on my mom and how she raised us and the example she set. And so all the folks, you know, who've lost mothers, you know, I definitely understand, you know, but we are, as you said, products of them, you know, so we live on and they live on in us. We had a great event, which led to a lot of folks on the show today. It was the Truth Commission. You know, we have folks from Rad Converted developments around the country, not just here in New York, speaking about Greg Russ and his plans to really privatize NYCHA and privatize public housing everywhere, you know, so that was really big. Kristen Hackett did a great job. United Front Against Displacement did a great job. So I got a chance to talk to some of those folks, and now that led to where we are speaking to these residents today. You know, so these are heroes. They're fighting on the front lines. You know, we're gonna win. You know, NYCHA should not be privatized. There's money coming down the pike. We know that. We're gonna pressure the senator to make sure he gives us $80 billion, Chuck Schumer. So if you're listening, we need that money. You know, and we, but besides that, if we're gonna get the money, why do we gotta privatize it? So I want these folks to talk about it and share their story, and let's get into it.
Yeah, need that money right away.
Right away. We need it right now, not yesterday. Right.
Span.
We need it now. Right now.
That's a fact. Nechama.
You get it. You'll get it right.
Nechama. Okay, Nechama. How's your project going? You were doing a project that you were filming us and doing some stuff. How's that coming along?
Yes, I'm putting it together and I should be submitting it this week.
Okay. I can't wait to see the work because I only got to see a glimpse and that was only my part, but I hope I had the best part. I mean, I'm just saying.
Whatever.
Was that super dope? I'm just saying. Man, you know?
He said he had hope he had the best part. Really? Like, no shame in your game.
That's right.
Shameless plug. I'm just joking.
I know you're serious.
But what was your week like? What else been going on with you?
Just really work and school. Yeah, finishing up, graduating in June.
Ooh.
Oh, yes. Congratulations. That's awesome.
This is what we get when they're leaving. They come and they go, oh, wonderful.
I love that. And,
Awesome.
have a great graduation, and I would believe that will be the end of your stay here at the One NYCHA show, correct?
Yes.
What will your degree be in?
Urban Studies.
Oh, nice.
Is it going to be
Bachelor's
a live
or master's?
Bachelor's.
Okay.
Is it going to be live on Zoom, or how are they doing it?
Yeah, it's gonna be on Zoom.
Oh, okay.
All right, maybe we can punch into something.
Yeah.
Send it out.
You know, be like, we can be a cheering section, you know what I'm saying? From the One NYCHA show. So, Saundrea, you had a show planned today. We have some NYCHA residents in the Zoom room.
Yes.
I'm gonna let you take it because you know everyone that's in the room. And Saundrea Coleman, go.
I got to talk to some of these phenomenal women. I did not meet them yet, but we will meet. We will get together. I spoke to a few. Stan and I are going to make visits.
Right.
We're going to come out and help y'all continue your organizing efforts. And I can't see everyone, but is Jeannie's in the room? Is Jeannie in the room?
No, you
Vanessa-
got Miss
Vanessa?
Ness.
Okay, so Vanessa, you there? What we want y'all to do is just one by one introduce yourselves, tell us the development you from, and tell us a little bit about your fight, and then we'll go into the show deeper. So one by one of y'all just start leading.
Start with Miss Ness.
Miss Ness?
Oh, hi. I'm so sorry. I'm all over the place in my house right now.
Okay.
Well, my name is Vanessa, but they call me Miss Ness. I live in Harlem River.
All right.
Harlem River Houses, the little small ones.
Okay.
They're cute too. Okay.
Oh, you want me to say some more? I can speak now. I'm trying to wait for the rest of the people to say something.
Oh, no. What's going on with you? What's happening? What's the fight over there?
Oh, well, the fight over here is that we're already under fire with Rad. I call it the Rat Pack.
Right.
So we're already in process of doing that. And I don't appreciate it because I long did research about this long before when I read about, I think it was in Brooklyn. I forget the name of the development. Saundrea, you said it yesterday.
It's Queens, Ocean Bay.
Ocean Bay, yes.
Talk about
And
Ocean
I had read about them and another development in Queens where over 80 families were evicted under this program. So right now, we're blessed with a fine group of young men, united front against displacement, and they're trying to help us, fight this thing because it's just not right. They want us to sign a lease that they turned over to CNC management. And I did my research on CNC management. They are known for unscrupulous tactics and bullying and not fixing things. They don't do repairs and they do dirty. They do dirty to try to get people out of their homes. So basically, what we have to do is just fight everybody. We need more media coverage. We need more tenants to get involved over here. We had quite a few, but the tenants association president got to them, so now they're like shutting the doors in our face. They don't want to be involved. They've been sold that this is a good thing. This is not good for anybody, not any of us. In the end, we're all gonna lose.
Yeah, that's so common. The divide is so common. Divide and conquer.
And on a daily basis, like they're knocking on my door. The baby, girl. Excuse me, my granddaughter being nosy.
She want to be okay.
She want to be. She's gonna be an activist her own self one day.
She could say hello to us too.
You want to say hi? Say hi to me.
Hello. How you doing?
Beautiful.
So thank you. So on a daily basis, it's like they knock on our doors and they want to come in. Like yesterday, a young man with no mask on knocked on my door, and he was quite insistent that he come into my house to make repairs. And I'm like, no, I'm not dealing with this. Not today, not no day. So he really got insistent. So the not nice Vanessa had to come out. And that's how I got him away from my door. Then I observed, like, my neighbor, he doesn't speak English. And it was like 10 of them that went in his house to allegedly paint. It doesn't take 10 people, and I counted 10 people.
That's outrageous.
In his house. And they were just taking his stuff out the closets and, just doing what they wanted to do. And most of them are from the Ukraine or Mexican, I believe.
I think you said Russian. Did you
Russian,
say
I said Ukraine, but yeah, they were Russian.
Okay.
Nobody spoke English. They were real rude, so it's just like we just have to get together and just we gotta fight because we're all gonna be outdoors in a minute because this has been going on for a long time and I really didn't realize how widespread it was, like all over the country. Because during the pandemic, what they were doing, they was plotting this all along, and nobody saw it coming until boom, one day we got a note on the door that this was getting ready to happen, and now we're under fire right now. And I feel like
that's a violation, not having all those people come into someone's house. That's a health.
They don't speak
violation.
English. No type of courtesy.
None whatsoever.
Abusive.
And I tried to research the company that the contractor. I can't find them nowhere on the Google or anywhere else. I can't find them at all. And I'm the research queen, but I
Wow.
could not find these people at all.
Wow.
So over here we have Akiva and Avi. They are united front against displacement.
Right.
So we had the rally and on May 1st to start a rent strike.
Right.
I wasn't able to attend that, but I was out of town. But it went well. But we just need more people on board over here. Those guys are great. They go out into the community. They went to the Wrangle houses, set up a table, trying to get people to get on board so that we can all fight together to strengthen numbers.
Right.
We need more people. We need many more developments to get involved with us because I'm going to fight to the end.
We with you.
Until the end.
Right.
We with you.
So, I'll let somebody else speak, and then I got more stuff I can say later.
Okay, let me see what I got. Thank you, Ness. Thank you.
Yeah.
Information coming from the residents of NYCHA. Real information. Joy. Are you there?
What?
No, last was Ness. Let me mute that. I'm on with a granddaughter. Okay. Let's see. That's unmute. Alcatel Joy, are you in the house? All right, just checking on that. I got a phone number on the screen.
The last 4 digits.
Last 3 digits are 310. And are you in the house?
You guys got to unmute yourselves.
310.
That's Miss Nina.
Miss Nina.
That might be her picture up there.
Nah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, there you are. Yes.
Miss Nina, you in the house?
Yes.
Oh, we finally got your voice.
Good evening. I'm from Harlem River, and this situation is giving me anxiety.
Oh.
It's just too much.
What's going on?
Now, when I came home from work today, it's a note on the intercom talking about Con Ed need to come in your house and do some inspection. It's the law, and if you don't let them in, schedule an appointment, it's going to cost you $500.
What?
Oh gosh,
So this, because I know they claim they're not going to make us pay electricity, but I know they are.
Unbelievable.
What?
Under this red situation.
Because now I'm really confused now. So if the workers come to your house and you don't let them in, they charge you $500?
Yes, it's going to be a penalty of $500 because this is supposed to be the law. All of a sudden, this notice is up on my building on the intercom.
This is harassment at its highest
and
form.
Is she in Rad or
So this building? They trying to convert it, and they're trying to force these residents to sign a lease, and then they're fighting back and going on a strike.
Right.
And now they're being harassed. Like this. So for all those who think Rad is good, this is how the process really goes down. Now they're being harassed.
Yeah.
Harassed little.
Oh, that's crazy.
Because the conversion is already taking place.
Right.
It's just the leases to be signed.
Right. If you don't sign a lease, to my understanding, I'm not a lawyer, but if you don't sign the lease, then it can't be converted. So this is why the pressure is going to be more. They need them to sign the lease to release the funding. So that's why the harassment is happening.
But we don't need them now because the President Biden gave us all this money.
Well, there's a problem.
All they're gonna do is steal it,
right?
Like they've been doing.
Walk about it. That's the history of NYCHA. Yep.
Well, I know the Justice for All Coalition and United Front Against Displacement. We're going to be planning some more events and supporting you guys and bringing residents from other parts of the city to support, because we got to fight now, right here, right now, and draw a line in the sand and set an example as this is not going to go down.
Yeah.
Intimidation or not, we're not intimidated.
Miss Nina, you're in Harlem River, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she's in Harlem River. Yes, Miss Nina.
I've been here 31 years.
Holy smokes. Wow.
And this is how they do you. 3 decades.
Yeah.
So, so I want to get back. How many you saying the residents have been convinced by the resident council president that this is a good thing? Can y'all talk a little bit more about that? Because we're having that same problem in Queens and around the city where resident council presidents, are on board. I don't want to say too much, but I do understand that some of them are getting paid.
Selling out.
Some of them are getting paid to do this. So can you talk a little bit more about that? Any one of you guys?
Hold on. Miss Ness, hold on a second. Let me ask to unmute you. Miss Ness, hit the unmute button. You muted.
I just did.
There you go. So you know
Okay.
what Stan is talking about.
Well, I've been hearing that through my little grapevine that our council president is in their back pocket, and she's going around like we had over a dozen people that signed up to be on board with us to fight this, and that dropped down because she got to them, and the rest of them she's like going around bullying. If the guys put up flyers, which they did, to tell about the rent strike and to tell that this is just not right, she went around and took them all down. So she's being part of the bullying process here. Yeah, I don't know what building this the lady. I didn't hear her name, but I'm on the Macomb side on 210N, but I didn't see that notice yet on about Con Edison. See, it's something new every day. Something new every day. That didn't get over here yet.
Wow.
It was on my door when I came home from work this afternoon. I mean, it was on the lobby intercom, the intercom to get in.
Yeah.
It's really fresh.
On Mother's Day, they couldn't even take a Sunday off, without harassing residents.
Well, that's how they slide.
I thought a lot of people are saying that they just show up at the door and say they're coming to do repairs, and the way they're aggressive, but they got the right one here. I'm from a long line of women that raised their children on their own, and we were taught to fight. I'm not backing down. I'm not signing no lease. I'm not, and you can't put me out. Let's go.
So
Let's go.
what I'm hearing is, this is Cynthia Tibbs. She says, if you don't sign the apartment goes full market rate.
Well, we're gonna have to fight that. I know there's some attorneys. Can you talk about the lawyers that are involved and how are they supporting you? Because now this is a legal fight. You cannot force people, to do what they don't want to do. So what are the lawyers doing?
Well, also check and see is Janine in the room? Because she's from Ocean. Well, she's on the Ocean Bay Houses.
No,
is she in the room? No? Okay.
Well, we have Arthur Sports. He did come to the rally, but right now we're having a little bit of a problem getting in touch with him because he's running for a city office. So I guess he's busy with his political career. He's really good for fighting these causes, but right now he's not. We can't get to him really. We have to work on that, and if we can't get to him, then we have to get a new attorney. There was a name thrown around. I forgot, Norman Siegel, I believe it was, but we kind of have an attorney, but he needs to be more in touch with us than he is, because we're talking about putting more money in escrow. So I need to be able to pick up my phone and call you and speak to you, or you answer my email. And right now he's not doing that, and I'm sure he doesn't mean it the way it's sounding, but you got to do better. Yeah. So if we can't get him back on board as he should be, then we may have to look for a new attorney.
Yeah, Norman Siebel was doing work with Fulton Houses for a while, but he's not with them.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Take Root Justice might be an option. I know they're helping you guys with Holmes Isaacs.
That's our attorney.
The Justice for All Coalition, we have access to some lawyers as well, but yeah, he needs to be present, because this is not a thing that you're waiting and taking time, because they're trying to push this through. And he has
Yeah,
like he's
yeah,
running.
he just has to be present. And one of the tenants, she did actually kind of spoke to him, but he told her he was getting ready to call his daughter. I don't know. We gotta figure this out. That's the first and foremost. We need that legal representation. Then we can
Yes.
move forward with what we need
Yeah.
to do.
You need to know your rights.
I'm
so
just
you
going to
gotta
acknowledge the
go.
chat room real quick. Big shout out to Brenda Temple. She said, have a happy, blessed Mother's Day. The kids in the house. Happy Mother's Day to you. Saundrea, happy Mother's Day, Saundrea. And Georgia Watkins. She said, I think it's the Department of. Yeah, you can where you can find the information on the company. Big shout out to Ann Watkins. Happy Mother's Day to you. So I just wanted to acknowledge the chat room of everybody's participating and giving information. And once again, Ness, she said there's a website to research the company. She said she thinks it's the Department of Licensing. I'm not sure if you went there or not, but that's the information. So,
but to my understanding, they're using a lot of unlicensed and untrained folks, in these Rad conversions. The actual work is not that great. They're using refurbished appliances. These are some of the things that came out during the Truth Commission. So when they show you these pictures also of Rad apartments,
Right.
they're not even the Rad apartments, that they're not apartments. Those are apartments that they set up just for show.
Oh yeah, show
So the actual apartments are not going to look.
That's marketing.
Right.
Yeah.
They're trying to market and brand a lot. And then they're saying an organization like Justice for All and Holmes Isaacs and all of us out here, that we're aligned. That's a statement that came from NYCHA.
Oh yeah.
Yet you're hearing it directly from the resident's mouth. So for those who are in favor of that or trying to push it, this is on the ground live, and these are folks telling you exactly how it's going down.
Yeah. There were people walking around knocking on the doors and Holmes and Isaac's towers this weekend and giving out paperwork. So before, they were knocking on the doors, and I had a conversation with them. Actually, we talked off record because she was working for night, but she actually knows Christian.
What are you doing?
And so she was like,
"Oh, I'm sorry, guys."
Give out the information.
They're now paying people. I want people to hear that. NYCHA's paying people to knock on doors to spread this information, this misinformation that they're. So they're really getting, desperate. I think they know that we're kind of winning this fight, or we're gonna win. And now they're pulling out all the stops.
They're running it like a candidacy.
Right.
Literally.
Right. Like a campaign.
They're sending you stuff via mail, email, knocking on your doors. There's stuff posted all in the buildings now. I mean, it's like, really? It's just they're overwhelming the people and trying to push this down our throat, between the blueprint, Rad, all this information. Right. And, all we want is funding. I'm a resident in public housing myself. I'm down with you all. I'm fighting with you all, and I support you all, and I shared with, I believe, it might have been Vanessa. We spoke for a long time yesterday evening. I'm not sure if it was Vanessa or not. It might have been, I shared my fight from 2015. Right. And shared that it took years. So sometimes it takes some time, but stay in the fight. You have to stay in the fight. And we actually stopped infill, so, and that's a form of privatization as well.
So let me ask you this question. So if we knocked on doors in your development and tried to speak to the residents and give them the right information, do you think at this point that they will listen, or do you think that they pretty much been brainwashed to the point they're going to just accept this?
I like to answer that. I think that the majority have been brainwashed because they're making it sound so good, like with the stainless steel appliances. I could care less about that. This is something else for me to clean, and then they got the fake Section 8. I call it the fake Section 8 because I know that some tenants and other developments put their name on the dotted line for this Section 8, and they were never given a chance. They told them that they could go anywhere with it, but they didn't give them a chance to find anywhere to go, and they got evicted. That's how the eviction process. That's how it goes. You get evicted. You think you're getting something that's good, but you get evicted. If you turn your name to this so-called Section 8 that they got going on. Because to my knowledge, Section 8 is closed. If they opened it up, please somebody tell me I'm wrong. I think it's closed. So how are you offering Section 8?
Interesting enough, Brenda said they're also putting messages with our bills. So they're putting in the mailbox with your bills, with your Con Edison bill, with your credit card.
No, with our rent statement.
Well, with your rent statement, with the rent statement,
statement.
right? Cynthia's like, is reiterating what you guys are saying, that the appliances are refurbished.
That's right.
They are PS.
Wow.
In a year or two, they'll be no good. And it's incredible. They're trying to really sell us, like you said, like a campaign. It's madness. It's madness. Yes, so we're gonna come and knock on some doors. As we can't allow residents to be misinformed in this manner. And anyone that's watching, join us. This is not just Harlem River Houses. This is all of us now. We cannot now. We can't let it go like this.
And the problem is that this is a national problem, right? This isn't a New York problem.
Right.
This is a national problem. They're doing this all across the country. It was something I think that you said to me earlier about it being a national issue. Or was it you? You made a statement.
Yes.
What was the statement?
It is national. It was started under the Obama administration.
Right.
And then we had, you all had people come
Right.
out.
We had folks from San Francisco
country,
and Boston. And they all sharing.
Out of New York, right.
Sharing the same story. All around the country. So Greg Russ is not just here in New York. He's a privatization czar, that's going around the country, trying to really put an end to public housing. And he's a financial benefit in this. There's a financial gain for him personally.
Right.
He's going to make money from all of this. So
it feels like we really have to, in order to increase the amount of people, we have to increase our reach to other states.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That they're having this problem.
And that's happening now, thankfully, yeah.
Because if it's just New York, but we're actually fighting a national issue.
That's what it is.
We ain't enough people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To fight a national issue. Right. It has to be the nation uprising against this thing in order for it to change. So
and we could hear from the people that already experienced it, a while back, as opposed to like Ocean Bay and stuff recently, so forth. But these people in these other states have experienced it, and they can tell horror stories. So, and that's what they don't want. They don't want us to align together.
Right. And you know what? We got to find somebody on Facebook or on Instagram that has experienced this RAD program.
Right.
And ask them, be like, did it benefit your housing situation? Did it benefit you, or was this the bait and switch?
And now on the flip side, there are a few people in some places that had conversions in New York City that have not complained about it. On the Lower East Side and stuff like that. I went to something about two years ago with the assemblymen and all. They was advocating for funding and stuff like that, and NYCHA was there. And it was one particular lady, I forgot the name of the development, but she loves it, for whatever reason. But that's her,
But her loving it, is it like a sellout situation? In other words,
she said she has no problem. And this is one individual, and I'm gonna find her because she's been in the papers and stuff too.
Yeah,
so she's like the minor.
I would like to talk to her, but my question is, now that you have the conversion, right? What happens down the line because her apartment was converted?
Yeah,
that's my question.
What you're gonna find is that first, they pretty much put residents in a desperate situation. If you're living for years and years without repairs, and then someone comes and says, "Well, I'm going to give you these repairs," you're desperate for it. So you will, in that case, accept it. But the bottom line is they're looking at this long term. So if you have short-term happiness and have a decent apartment for the short term, but then 3 to 4 or 5 years down the road is when you're going to see the mass evictions, then you got a little something in the beginning.
And that's my point.
Right, and then the end of it is going to be you're out of your apartment.
The honeymoon is over.
Right, that's what I wanted to know. I want to know what's the long game.
There is no long game.
No, there is a long game on them.
Right, you're out of here.
Right, that's the long game.
The long game is that's a long game.
Right, so here this lady is, right? And I'd really like to bring her on the show. And I'd like to ask her, I'd be like, okay, you got a nice apartment. It's all good. But where will you be in 5 years, right? because this has to be addressed because there are a lot of people that can get suckered into this thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right now, you know what? I'll do it for now. And the next thing you know, they got that eviction notice. Right. And that's we have to combat.
Right.
Right. We have to combat the long game. Like, listen, if you accept this, then technically you are accepting a future eviction.
Right. And you got to know that this is a 99-year lease. So they got 99 years, to turn their profit, so when this all goes down, we won't be here, but they will still be profiting, from this conversion. So that's the long game for them, is that for 99 years, they have, to earn money on the suffering of people. That's their long game.
Got you. And I just want to answer something. And the answer is yes, she can join the meeting. It's fine. United States Front.
Yeah, she's one that's one of the organizers. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, she can join the meeting. So, would it be okay if
I would love for them to?
Yeah,
I met a couple of the organizers, and they are doing great work.
Yeah, definitely punch her in. Send her the link, and let's punch her in because I'd like to hear from her too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is Rad is bad, and we need to know why. Big shout out to I'm just going to the chat room real quick. Excuse me from and Ann Watkins. She says, "I'm new to this. Thank you. Very informative.
Thank you for watching.
We appreciate you for watching because we try to get the message out to everybody."
So let me ask. So the resident council presidents in your development, they gave no type of notice or information to the residents that at all that this was going to be happening.
Nope. At Harlem River, no. Well, we just recently, I would say over the last month, they started bombarding us with the little plastic envelopes that they hang on the door and just starting to tell you that they were coming in to see what repairs were being made. Now, I made the mistake. I thought I didn't know at that time that I was letting them in. I thought it was NYCHA because I never had an inspection. So you say you come in to do an inspection to fix things. So I'm thinking it's NYCHA, but it was that. Since then, I haven't let anyone in. But we just all of a sudden just gotten bombarded. They kept putting the things on the door, or and knocking on your door more than once in the daytime, just trying to push this down our throats. Yeah. And some people, especially the elderly, they get intimidated. For instance, my neighbor next door, he doesn't speak English. So he thinks that his apartment is a mess. He's thinking that NYCHA is fixing it for him, not knowing that you're going to come sign a new lease and be outside in a minute.
Yeah.
And for those who are probably listening,
the elderly are really going to really suffer, because they're really using the bad intimidation tactics here.
And that's for those who may be listening and saying, why are they coming and do the repairs? In order for this to go down, the apartments had to become so bad that they would not be able to pass a HUD inspection. So in order for the Rad Conversion to go through, they have to actually unlivable up to a livable standard, so-called livable standard, in order for this to go down. So it may seem that they're doing a repair out of the kindness of their heart, but no, it is to
that's what I was about to say. They're in a rush to get the inspections done so that they can pass the HUD inspection.
Yep.
No, if everybody would get together and refuse, then they can't move forward.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and it's hit me Harlem. I know a resident council president. He said because his building is small, it's a couple of small buildings. Right. But I'm like, Red is not good, but he's signing it. He said the residents need repairs, and I'm like, you can't do this when he's signing. So And that's your leader. You know what I'm saying? You listen to your resident council president for leadership, but that's why it's okay to form your own entity with your own knowledge, because some things are not going to be passed down to you properly.
Right.
Maria says, I live in NYCHA in Graveson houses, and I saw a notice saying something about the lease instead of mailing the information to us like they usually do.
Right, so they're probably trying to make they move there as well.
Yeah. Posting it, one page of post, letting people know the release now. So a change. So I might do that too. I don't know if that's rad or that, but yeah.
And she also said, I can't remember, but I read in other states where Rad happened, it was nothing positive on it.
Yeah.
And Russ was leading the program. So
Yeah.
you know what? Here's what I like to do to just kind of bring this kind of full circle. If we can get any information on any of the other Rad conversions that happened in other parts of the United States, I'd like to have that available.
Absolutely.
And put that on the screen and be able to show that. Because it's one thing, people are like, show me, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's one thing for us to speak it, but I would really like to have some sort of video I can play or an article that I can put up and go, hey, look, this is what happened in Chicago, guys.
We could actually pull something from the Truth Commission.
Right, because we had that on the Justice
I
Law.
have a copy of it. So.
So we can pull it and show it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Pull up one of the residents speaking.
And I'm actually going to share it to the page, so folks
You
can
did say you was going to do it. I was waiting for you to do it.
I'm going to do that.
Yeah, no, let's do that because it's one thing to speak it, you know what I'm saying? And I'm doing this from a standpoint of a voyeuristic standpoint because I'm not in NYCHA, you know what I'm saying? So when I hear it, I'm like, okay, I know that it's bad because I've read some of the information,
right?
To see that it's bad, but also I think we want us to show actual conversions that just did not work out.
Right.
Or hear the personal
yes, right. Because we had one person that came on, she was in Chicago, I think, and she got displaced. And they put out, they were going to convert her apartment, and she never got back in the apartment.
That's the story.
Right, I remember that.
That is the absolute story. Is the organizer in the room? I know they're connected to a lot of these other organizations, who were actually a part of the Truth Commission, and they told a very compelling story. So I would love.
So, Ms. Ness, it would be okay if what is that, Akiva from the United States,
United States Against Displacement.
I told him to join. He's listening. I told him to join.
Join the meeting. Send him the forward.
I did.
Hey, bro.
I did.
You can't just be listening to the show and you got information.
You gotta come on. If you come
on
the
show, stop playing.
we gotta come together, as organizations. This is how serious it is. We do not have a chance or the time to be divided amongst organizations. We got to come together because they're pushing this to really get this to happen this year.
Right.
The end of public housing can be this year. That's how serious this is.
This organization, they are working they work all across. Like we were on a Zoom the other night with Boston, San Francisco, and I believe Chicago was online too. And the stories that the tenants were telling, you would not believe. Like the lady said, she was told that her place would be stuck in Boston, and she left and never got back in.
That's right.
Wow.
I hadn't really realized that it was nationwide, but I'm well aware now.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to do. Like I really want to bring it full circle. Because the story. Somebody has their phone up or whatever. You got to turn it down. Akiva, is that you?
Yeah.
How you doing, my brother? I saw you on Zoom. I saw you on Zoom last week, and now man. Thanks for coming on.
Come on.
Can you share a little bit about the commission, the work that you and Kristen did to pull that off, and the national movement that we need to build in order to stop this in its tracks?
Yeah, so it's been really fun listening to the show this afternoon. I'm so glad it worked out.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that commission was really exciting because I think it was the first time a lot of people in New York, as well as people in Oakland, San Francisco, Boston, really got to meet tenants going through the same stuff, really similar. Rad is a national program, and see, how they're using the same techniques to divide tenants all over the country. I think that is the start of maybe a much more collaboration we can do coming forward. I actually think there's some people on the West Coast in Oakland and San Francisco listening to the show together today. We told people. So I think hopefully we can even keep building that conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, because because it's important that everybody understands that. I know we have the show One NYCHA, which is New York City housing, you know what I'm saying? But it's a national problem, you know what I'm saying? And it requires a national solution. Like, we got to all come together in this thing in order to really fight it.
Right.
New York ain't enough.
Because PHAs, public housing authorities, are throughout the country.
Got you.
Right. And what they need to do is repeal the Fair Cloth Act. Instead of trying to end public housing, we need more public housing
to be built.
Especially right now, coming from this pandemic, where you're going to have homelessness on the rise, affordable housing not being built for the most part. So then what's going to happen to all the folks on the margins if we're not building more affordable housing, not trying to end it? It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So now, what's going to be the strategy to turn these tenants around? I'm doing that organizer question out to you. How can we get these tenants to not be afraid? What's the strategy that you guys are working on?
Well, the protest that happened at Harlem River Houses, I think this was a real step forward. You know, it's not the first protest against these privatization schemes, but it showed that even though there's all this pressure and intimidation, even people who, you know, were pretty scared to speak up really came out and started to speak up. And I think as more people do that, more and more people can join. You know, the next steps obviously have to involve bringing people from different developments all over the city together, both in virtual events and in person, for more protests and speak outs. You know, I think a lot of people understand right now that Greg Russ in particular, the CEO of NYCHA, has been a very important part of this privatization scheme nationally, and want to clarify what he is, what he stands for, how he really works with these banks and developers, doesn't represent the people of the city. So I think, you know, in the next coming weeks, we really got to clarify that to people and really work together to, you know, show how these banks and developers are working together with the head of NYCHA to sell the people out. Yeah.
Absolutely. And again, all the gatekeepers, whether you are a resident council president or maybe you are a community leader, a so-called leader, a lot of these folks are getting paid. I know in Queens, I don't want to call no names out, but there's some prominent folks in Queens, you know, and maybe I should like a Bishop Taylor, let me call it, you know, they're prominent.
On a Sunday.
It is what it is, you know. So these people are getting paid.
Good, Bishop Stan.
Yeah, well, they're getting paid, and they're working along with the resident council presidents.
Is that like some Greenleaf money?
Yeah, out in Queensbridge and out in Ravenswood and the various developments out there, and it's a shame. You know, and you see him walking around with my former mate, guy running against Donovan Richards. You know, they're all in one little group, and they're coming together. They were seen on Instagram walking along the waterfront. There's a resident council president from Saundrea Houses, a couple of elected officials, and they're all in this loop, and they're all for it, you know, all for this privatization, you know. So it's really deep what's going on. A lot of politicians are also in the pockets, you know, they're spending money all around to make this happen.
Yeah, I think even so, what we've seen in developments around the city, a couple tenants working together, you know, even 2, 3, 4 people that are positive and want to fight back actually can really make a huge difference. You know, the corrupt tenant board presidents, they actually get really scared really fast when people start to rise up. You know, so, you know, if a few people come together in any given development, actually there's a possibility to beat this stuff.
Right.
And you know what I noticed, because even when in 2015, when we were trying to organize against the infill, so we fought that at Holmes Towers, and when organizers come around to inform residents, because possibly your resident council president is not in loop, don't know what's going on, and they knew about the infill, but I could say at least who we had at Holmes at that time, she was on board, she marched with us and everything. But you also hear organizers like yourself and Stan, you know, they connect out of respect with the resident council president first, and they get hit with resistance, and that's a flag, right? Because what's the problem? Because the services and the help that y'all are going to provide is totally deeper and more powerful in a sense because of the work, you know, what you're going to do, because they actually have to work, yes, with NYCHA and fight for the people. But then you have some resident council presidents that don't do nothing. They just have a title.
I'm going to tell you how deep it goes.
Let me just hit the chat room for 1 second. because something came up. And this is from Claudia C.C. Ferrer. She says, NYCHA will be bringing the blueprint back to the assembly in the fall season. Albany is the key.
Right. The state senators actually have the ability to defeat this. And in Queens, you have Janavis, who's the majority leader of the state senate. So if this does not get placed before the state senate, then it can't happen. So we need to pressure every state senator in every area throughout the entire city to find out where do you stand so you can vote this now. We put you in office. And we did not put you in office for you to go sell out. And most of them, we found out, don't even know what this is themselves.
Right.
They have this big booklet that they give is way too much information, is too vague, and most of them don't know themselves. So how can you vote for something when you don't even know what it is yourself? So that's where the pressure has to begin. You're right.
And they have to listen to the people. They have to listen to the people too.
Right.
You have to listen to the people because constituents matter at the end of the day, and NYCHA is a very powerful voting bloc in New York City, and then public housing, of course, throughout the country is a huge voting bloc. But we also have our allies. We have people that support us that although maybe they don't live in NYCHA or ever lived in NYCHA, they still march with us. They still help organize with us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they're also with us. So they won't vote for this particular person, whoever's running. So yeah, it's
it can be defeated.
Yeah. So it's a long fight, but like I said, we was doing it from 2015 to we seen victory in like 2019. So that's a long time.
That's
a lot of people have from our fight had just gave up hope. They thought the 50-story building was going to be built in our playground.
That's right.
But it did not happen because why? It was a few residents that continued to fight, continue to organize. And that's the key. Do not give up. Stay in this fight.
And I just want to say, I don't want to disparage all resident council presidents because some are good, and I know they do great work, and I'm not saying anything about that. But I will say, even in Queensbridge and
represent the people.
The resident council president actually got on the bullhorn, and said to residents, "Don't talk to Stan." So I'm almost being intimidated, to not speak to residents to give them this information, and it's a shame, but unfortunately, we're gonna have to call folks out.
Is she pro-Rad?
I've been trying to find out, but I've been asking for like quite some time, and I can't get a straight answer. But when you're getting on the bullhorn and saying, well, don't speak to this guy.
All right, brother, let me put it straight. All right, here's the deal. And this is what my grandfather used to say. If it walks like a duck and it talks like a duck, it must be a duck.
Right.
So if you can't get a straight answer,
then you know what it
then
is.
The answer's straight.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because if it was a straight answer, you'd be able to go, no, she's not for Rad.
Right.
She's against me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But you can't get a straight answer.
Right.
Well, obviously she's pro-Rad.
Yeah. It's a shame.
That's obvious.
Well, ours is in their back pocket. I realized that as of last week. And during the protest that we had that I couldn't attend, I was told that she was the one who had, people in the group, out in amongst the group, taking pictures, trying to see what tenants were involved, and having people to want to call the police on them.
Right.
And that's so wrong. My mom said if it looks wrong, feels wrong, it is wrong.
It's wrong.
And this is wrong on all levels.
Maria, she said in the chat room, she said, that's how my tenant president failed us and got caught. Apparently, her tenant president was down with the Rad and was taking the cash.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing, people? Like,
let me tell you something.
for personal gain, you would lose the world.
The devil is always in the details.
Right? Isn't that a biblical thing to gain the world? You lose your soul or something. It's it's something. I know it's there. It's, the Bible's nothing new. You know what I mean? If you read it, you'll see personality traits come out of that happen in the day.
They're getting paid $25,000. We have a source, and it'll come out more, in time, but this is confirmed, in a certain sense that they're literally getting paid $25,000 to make this happen.
Wow.
Corruption at its highest level.
And isn't that illegal? I mean, I just like
it should be.
Isn't that like racketeering or something? Like I don't know.
It should be like folks who running for district attorney and all those. Like we had one or two on here on this show.
Isn't that bribery?
They need to be really investigating. That's an investigation.
It sounds like it's a crime. I don't know.
It should be.
Isn't that what Shelley Silverman went to jail for?
Right.
Like I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Follow the money.
If you are receiving money,
follow the email.
That's a bribe.
Right. Well, this is exactly what's happening. They're bribing these people to push this down the residents' throats.
Man, I learned a lot.
Well, what they did over here, it started now. We got the pandemic. Let me set this up. You have a pandemic. You have people that are losing their jobs. They can't go to work. They can't feed their children.
Right.
So the notices started going up. Rad and Pact are giving away food. Yeah, they was giving food. That was the real you in. Giving food. They kept doing that for a while. Now they stopped that. They in, so they stopped doing that. Yeah.
Wow. So
look at this foolishness is going on. There you go. I'm looking at Cynthia. She's like, we have tenant presidents over here who are for Rad and tell others that I'm spreading lies.
This is exactly what they're saying.
Claudia says the rush is to give the assessment to the people who are bidding on your property. Like this is it's popping off in the chat room with this stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I just want to, while I have people on, I just want to give a big shout out to the Saturday show, which is Mi Gente, Mi People, which is also a NYCHA show that we do on Saturdays with Cynthia Perez. And that's at 4:00 on Saturdays. And we stream it from the NYCHA, from the One NYCHA Facebook page every Saturday. So, I mean, we keep this thing going, but this thing is bigger than all of us.
And the
always
thing,
have been.
The use of food. She knows a very good point. A lot of these resident council presidents are giving away food. So in one sense, they're helping the community.
So now they're bribing you with food.
That's really what's happening. In many cases, it's insidious and insane what's going on.
So in other words, they are the wolf in sheep's clothing.
Absolutely.
Right.
In many cases, not all, but I'm just speaking about the ones that I know.
The ones that are doing this thing. And I mean, they're trying to do this divide and conquer thing. You know what I'm saying?
That's hard.
Don't talk to her. Don't talk to him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, guys. I mean, I know it's Sunday, and I'm just gonna. They did the same thing to Jesus. I'm just saying. When do y'all learn?
Oh, Reverend Rock.
When do y'all learn? They did the same thing to Jesus. And they said, don't talk to him. He's a revolutionary, a rebel rouser. He's causing trouble to the establishment. Right? And we still do the same damn thing 2,000 years later. And y'all ain't up on the game yet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, stop. You got to know when you hear truth. You got to know when you hear truth.
Right.
A house divided cannot stand.
Exactly. Right. And if y'all would just understand that basic concept that a house divided cannot stand. If y'all understood that basic concept, this wouldn't be such a struggle to fight against the establishment.
But I do want to go back to the point. A small few of us can win. It may not be able to get every NYCHA resident out on the street, but if the small majority of us who in this fight keep fighting, we will win. They're not going to silence us. We will not be silenced. We will not lose. We're not going to lose.
It's a long game for us too.
Right.
Long game for us. It's about humanity.
Right.
Yeah, it is a long game. You know what I'm saying? This game's going to get bigger because the deal is, I've just, you know me, I get my teeth into something and I want to go for it. And the deal is this, we got to go like really speak to the nation. You know what I'm saying? And Facebook is a great platform for it. And if there's anybody on that's in San Francisco that's watching, anybody on in Chicago, LA, or wherever you at, y'all can participate in the chat. Y'all can participate in the chat room and tell us your stories. You know what I'm saying? Because once again, this thing is bigger than New York City.
Right.
Of course.
Bigger
than Nino Brown.
It's bigger than Nino Brown, baby. Right. He's a real leader in CMB.
Right.
Some people, hey, some of y'all got that, right?
We ain't got no poppy fields in Harlem.
Right.
I'm just saying. So, that's how I feel about it.
Like I said, I'm living proof. I've been fighting since 2015. So against privatization. So you all just keep in the fight.
Right. Do not get discouraged. Be a role model to those others who are intimidated. There's a tactic they're using all around the city.
Yeah.
They are intimidating residents like crazy, like never before. And we just can't be afraid. We can't be afraid. We got to fight back.
And now they're sending out the notices to check apartments for lead, right? And the notices are not so nice, like, letting you know if you're not home, leave your bottom lock on, leave your bottom lock on. But of course, if you have a top lock, leave that unlocked so they can come into your apartment. If not, they're going to drill your lock because they have to come in. They have to look in your closets and this and that. And my whole thing is, I understand that they need to test for lead poisoning, find the lead there. But let's be real. This is not new.
Right.
So now y'all rushing this and you're inconveniencing people. Like, I'm getting calls and some people are upset because they're like, they can't go in my closet. I have all this stuff. They don't know what they're going to do.
Right.
But it's crazy because now is a rush. Then they gave me a notice for Thursday. Now the new notice I got is for Wednesday. So I done rearranged some things, you know what I mean, for Thursday to be home. Now I got to make sure I'm home on Wednesday.
Right.
But yeah, whatever.
I hate to sound like a kook here. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. But if you built the building, you should know whether or not the apartment has lead.
They know. They know.
Okay, so what kind of game is this? You understand what I'm saying? Anything that I've done construction on, I can tell you each material that is in what I've constructed.
And the lead-based paint and stuff.
Right, I'm just saying, like, what is this?
One of the problems with NYCHA
what are we checking for?
They know it's there.
We'll go to Eleanor Bumper's great-granddaughter, was in Forest Houses. Her kids poisoned with lead in the first apartment. They moved her to a second apartment, still in Forest Houses. They checked that apartment. That has lead in it. My issue is, if you have a vacant apartment, NYCHA, test it before you move families in.
Right.
I moved into the different building in 2015. I've been in my development since the campus since 1992. But here nor there, you coming to test my apartment. I've been in there since 2015. Why you didn't test it when it was vacant?
Right.
That's being proactive. This is crazy. So then you want to inconvenience people during COVID, come in their houses. And first of all, I'm going to be home.
Right.
You ain't breaking my locks. But then again, how many of y'all think y'all coming in my house? Only one person.
Right.
Only one person.
Right.
And they're coming to our doors with no mask on.
No, none of that's happening because I'm gonna be recording.
I mean, 10 people that don't speak. Imagine 10 people that don't speak English bombarding your apartment.
Yeah,
that's just insane.
Akivia, please chime in on this thing. What are we talking about here?
Yeah, well, a lot of topics on the table right now. By the way, I just got this photo from Renee from Wrangle Houses, which is they've been putting up these signs. Lead work area, don't be around here because it might cause damage to any unborn children, or is pretty scary stuff. And yet they're still trying to move ahead with these agendas. But just a couple of thoughts, the discussion. Stan made that point about people
send the picture to me and I will put it up.
All right, I just sent it to the comments actually in the Zoom.
Okay, it's in the comments. Okay, because if you send it to me, we could also put it up. Can you pull it from the comments, Rod?
Let me see if I can download it.
Okay. Also send it to me just in case if we can't get it.
Hi, excuse me. Excuse me, Renee speaking.
Yes.
What is this notification that went up about lead? What?
Sorry, it was from Wrangle Houses, but it wasn't from you actually. It was from someone else. But
okay, but what is it saying? I need to know because I'm in Wrangle. What is it?
That's right.
In the lobby, it's just lead work area, poison. Do not eat, drink, smoke in this area.
What?
Okay, I gotta go down to the lobby. I've been in the home. My wisdom tooth got me going, but I gotta take a trip down to the lobby. I also need to check my mailbox for the last couple of days. All right. Okay. Carry on. I'm listening.
I said that. And
Good evening, everybody. I'm on the line. Yes, from Wrangle.
Greetings. All right, Wrangle in the houses.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wrangle in the house.
I don't know how to do the camera, but I can listen though.
Thank you.
Yeah, just some thoughts. We've been organizing Harlem River for a couple months, and we've seen how things can grow from just a couple people to now hundreds coming together across the country to fight privatization. So I think this coordination is really key, to expose these issues of what's going on. We've got people at least in 5 major cities coming across. So, we can really make this a national movement. And one thing that happens a lot from the tenant associations down is they tell us, it's impossible to fight back against this thing and it's just too big. But, people aren't alone. So if we work together, we can really grow this to thousands of people. It's a very powerful social movement. And one thing that I think it's just important to mention, Vanessa talked about how there were 12 people who signed up, said they were down to rent strike. That kind of actually, because of pressure and intimidation, so some people actually got a little scared. But over 100 people signed a petition to Harlem River that wasn't just demanding, an end to the Rad scheme. It was also demanding that necessary improvements be made. But the petition is not just symbolic. If they don't act on this, we can actually go to the agencies involved. And I was just thinking a little bit of, there's a question, what are the next steps for organizing? Like, we can actually go to the management's office and demand attention. If there's no response, we can explain to other people and draw conclusions, propose follow-up actions, including, a bunch of tactics: civil disobedience against those who don't respond, different simultaneous protests in different parts of the city, wide national protests. So we can't wait for a change of heart by the politicians in power. We need to take action.
Doing that in Queens, going down to the manager's office and raising hell. But it can't put it no other way. And even then, the level of disrespect, the manager's office is giving to residents and to myself and to elected officials is astounding. But you're right. That's where we got to go. I mean, directly to the office and demand.
Our manager, she said, because I asked her, what is this about? This was when it first started. And I already knew what it was about, but I just wanted to see what she had to say. Mm-hmm. So Miss Sanchez, I'm going to put her out on blast. Mm-hmm. She says, well, if you pay your rent, you'll be fine, and with a smirk on her face. Mm. In other words, if you go along with us, you'll be fine.
Well, basically,
I haven't seen that yet.
Right? Because things happen.
Right. Yeah, hold on. Doing some muting. Okay. Because it got a little noisy. But there goes the picture right there.
Yeah.
I just put it up. It says, there it is, danger. Lead work area, poison. Authorized personnel only. May damage fertility or the unborn child.
Really
causes damage to the central nervous system. Do not eat, drink, or smoke in this area. There's a sign right there for you.
And that's in the lobby?
And where's this at, Akiva?
Lobby at Wrangle Houses.
In the lobby.
In the lobby, Wrangle
Houses. Is that not in total insanity?
So are they working on the lead in the lobby? Is that what's happening? I'm just trying to connect it now.
Or are they doing some kind of abatement, like when they do asbestos? Because it doesn't read that way.
Yeah, it
just says really lead work area.
Right. Like, what are they doing? When are they going to do it? And
that needs to be more explanatory.
So is this happening? Is the
lead Excuse me.
In the lobby?
This is Renee. I would like to know, what building is this notification posted in? Does anybody know?
Akiva.
Yeah, we took a photo of it when we were there the other week.
What
there were no signs of workers there. It was very unclear. So all these questions are questions to us, but I got to confirm which building exactly it was. It's just a scary sign. Without any
when we done, I'm going to go to my lobby and I'm going to look and see if I see the same flyer up, because I live right here. I don't even know what's going on, but I need to, when you start talking about lead and this and that going on.
Yeah.
And are they doing this work?
It's 9 buildings.
Is this happening in the area that is posted in, like in the lobby, or are they just doing this as a general thing?
This is what Renee is going to investigate this evening. So that's why I was trying to find out what building actually was this posted up in. It was 9 buildings here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But trust and believe, my TA president is down with all this stuff with management.
Oh, you have one of those, huh, Renee?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. I explained it the other day on our Zoom call.
Wow.
I
Okay.
used to be on the board for 2 tenures. That was 6 years.
Can
She
you
hurried up. She
yeah.
made sure she got rid of me because I challenged her on everything.
Can you share a little bit? I know for folks, we're going to share that Zoom call, and I was on that call as well. But for the folks who are listening to this show, can you share a little bit about that experience with your resident council president?
Okay. Yes, I am Renee Harrison, a resident here in Wrangle Houses since 1976, 44 years. My mother was very involved, captain of tenant patrol, so I was reared up. You get involved in your community where you live.
Mm-hmm.
I became tenant patrol, what was it? Not captain, but right underneath the captain. Miss Griffin wound up, she left and moved out of here. But anyway, we had election. I believe this was what, 2028 or 2010? I did 6 years. It might have been 2004, who knows? But anyway, the first 3 years, they voted for me, flying colors, because the seniors watched me grow up here. I'm a Catholic school girl. And, you know, my parents always had things for my family to do. We didn't hang out right here where we lived. We always was going. So those first 3 years, I'm watching how you underhandedly smiling in your board members' faces, but you're in the back pocket of Leroy Williams and Sarah Nanton and all of these that work for NYCHA. So I'm questioning everything, and they noticed, you know what? We can't do too much under the radar of her because she not down with us. Election time comes again 3 years later. Our reruns, our wins. I'm still challenging her. So what she started doing was feeding the seniors. You know how the seniors' money is limited, somewhere around the 25th of the month up until they get their pension and Social Security, the 1st and the 3rd of the next month. She's feeding the seniors. And she telling them, you owe me a favor. When I need it, I'm gonna let you know. They're like, okay. So if you feed a dog, it's gonna keep coming back to your home to eat, right?
Right.
Okay. These seniors, when they run out of food, they let her know, and she make it happen if they got their pantry. So now in the third go around, it's the third tenure election. She was running, I was running again too. But she reminded them seniors, y'all owe me a favor. Now I need the favor. You follow me?
Yeah, I got you.
So someone else was running against me, and ironically, they got higher numbers than I. I mean, I walked away proudly.
Right.
What it showed me an experience, these folks don't want nothing. They want you to do all the footwork for them. They'll come on my way to the train station. They stop me in the street. I got a doctor's appointment to tell me about their unit. Did you make a ticket? Did you follow up the ticket? Did you go to the management office? These are the questions I'm asking on my way to the train station.
Wow.
They want you to do everything for them. And then they realize I was the nucleus, so they gonna see how much they could make me fold. Oh, they tried to say I was the undesirable tenant and noise in my apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Now, mind you, they have in the records, as well as I'm a military mom. So who in my house partying if I'm a military mom and my child serving this country in Iraq?
Wow.
These are the trickery that they do. So what I did, I went door to door to everybody that knows me. Some of the people live in other buildings, but they watch me grow up. They're seniors. They're 91 years old now. They all wrote their letters of how well my characteristic of me, my integrity. When I took those to housing court let them know, y'all can't mess with that tenant. That tenant got the tenants in her pocket. They're speaking for her, the person she is. Y'all better leave her alone for y'all wind up with a lawsuit against y'all. That's what backed them off for me. They seen they couldn't do nothing with me. The young lady that used to live in my building that worked for NYCHA. Oh, she was at our rally last Saturday. She came to be nosy to see what was being said to take it back to NYCHA. But she moved in Esplanade Gardens now. And I told her before she left here, you are a conflict of interest here. You live here, but you work for NYCHA, and you're going against the tenants here, anything that we're doing to circumvent NYCHA. And you're good friends in the back pocket of my TA president. She hurt and moved out. I don't trust her. I pointed her out on Saturday last week. Yeah.
She was a spy, really, you know?
Yes, she's a double agent. That's what I call her.
The mole.
The fact she moved out so quickly sounds like she had connections.
And I introduced my TA president to the TA president that's now in Harlem River Houses. Oh, now they thicker than thieves. They didn't even know each other when I introduced them. Wow. Now they into trickery together against the tenants in Harlem River as well as in Wrangell. So I was saying on our last call a couple of days ago, you can't tell a TA president everything and give her all the literature we're doing, because then she got to jump over us, what we trying to do.
Right.
I gave Norman Siegel number. Hopefully somebody's going to try and get in touch with Abrams, the attorney that was at the rally. And if we don't get him, we got to go to a plan B. We cannot sit and wait, because this whole pandemic, they were ahead of the game.
Right.
Scheming and plotting and, yes, making plans while we were worried about not getting COVID. You follow me?
I'm sorry, did you call it a plandemic?
Yeah, she did.
That's what it is.
That's right.
A plandemic. I love it.
Wow. A plandemic. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Word up. that was.
So that's my spiel from a 44-year resident of Wrangell Houses, 44 years. And I'm not going nowhere. I'm on water free, and I ain't going nowhere. I can't afford it, and I'm not going to eat no beans and franks to be trying to keep up with the Joneses. I'm going to stay right here where I moved in 1976. I was going on 11 years old. I'm 57 now.
No land. What is it called?
Raised my children here, married, divorced, and I'm left right here. No weapons formed against me will prosper.
That's right.
And that is real. So listen, guys, this has been a great show.
Yeah.
We've gone about an hour and some change, actually, and that's the kind of day it was.
A little late today.
Who cares? We started late.
Right. Yeah.
We extended the hour. You know what? But it was worth every second of it.
Of course.
You know, and I just want to say this again, that anybody that's listening, that if you know people in other
states, what's our next plan of action, guys?
Word up.
Yes.
And that's what we have to formulate. We have to formulate our next plan of action. And I think one of those plans that has to be included in this situation is it has to become a national movement. And New York isn't big enough.
And wait,
but we got to fight.
Here's my take on this. Here's my take on this from New York. This is Renee speaking.
Yes.
We've got to get more people on this call.
Yes.
And we cannot do this 24 hours in advance. We need to do this at least 72 hours in advance.
Right.
Because if I would have known in a timely manner, like a couple of days ago, I thank you for who shares the info with me so that I could get on this evening. I got the thing this morning. I got people in all 5 boroughs. Cousin is in NYCHA in Brooklyn. My girlfriend in Staten Island. But today was Mother's Day and people had plans, and I got the notification this morning. I just felt it was too soon to spring it on people. And their children and grandchildren had things for them to do today.
So let me speak to that. Okay. So you all know what happened, or, you know, when we are booking some of our shows, we're booked out sometimes, and sometimes we're not. And because this was actual hot topic, and the Truth Commission just happened, we were able to bring a few people on. And this is how this show derived.
Got you.
You know, I produced the show.
Okay.
I did the callings and connections and things. Christian and Sam and Abby, you know, we all work together to get some resonance on this call today. But normally we would know ahead of time, like we already booked out pretty much this month. So a little bit of June is open, but we book accordingly. But this was just it
So
wasn't thrown together.
every Sunday this is gonna take place?
At 4
Every Sunday at
p.m.
4.
It's not always going to be about this.
Will
like
this be every Sunday?
type of format. It depends, but what we bring you every Sunday at 4 p.m. is going to be worth listening and watching. So just continue to watch us. But we plan to also, we didn't lock the date in. We're going
Got you. Every 4 p.m. Sunday.
We're also going to do a show with the out-of-state people that went through
Right.
the residents. So that's the next show that we're working on producing. So that'll be coming soon too. We just don't have the date locked in. I'll be working with Kristen and Abby, getting them 2 tentative dates. We're going to lock in one date, and then we're going to bring these people on the show as well. So yeah, so
We're gonna have you guys come back on it.
Yeah.
And
Right.
and it absolutely positively is every Sunday at 4:00 that we do this show, the One Night
just
Show.
the weather and everything today was weird.
So-
Mother's Day.
So we was a little late.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do it every Sunday at 4:00.
We've gotten good with the time.
Yeah.
Great. I want to be able to pass that message, that information along.
Now, who's that
So-
speaking again? Because I
That's
can't
Renee.
see.
That's Renee. I want to be able to pass that information along,
Okay.
that every Sunday.
Mhm.
So if you go to church or whatever have you, you know that this is your itinerary for Sunday at 4:00.
There you go. Yeah.
And if you don't get on, that's on you.
Yeah. And you know
But
what?
I'm
If you're not
able to
on-
pass it on.
Yeah. And if you're not on while we're live, you can always watch it later.
And-
It's there. And then we're on YouTube as well. So One NYCHA TV on YouTube. So ONE NYCHA TV on YouTube.
How to do this Zoom stuff.
The reason why this is so important is that Channel 2 is not going to cover this. Channel
Okay.
4 is not going to
Not
cover
like this.
Channel 7 is not going to cover. Monica Morales is really the only one that brings any attention, media attention
Yes.
to the subject. We're having a media
Covers
black,
everything for NYCHA.
right? But we got to build our own media so we can
Right.
tell our own story.
Mhm.
That's why this whole platform was created.
Yep.
So yeah, spread the
NYCHA
word so we
show,
can
yeah.
become as powerful.
Yeah.
I
as
definitely will.
Yeah,
Thank you.
and also let them know that they could subscribe to the Facebook page or the YouTube page. If they subscribe, when we go live, they'll immediately get a notification that we're live at 4:00. So it'll be like a reminder. It'll hit, it pops up on their phone, and then they can go. So, yeah, absolutely appreciate you, Renee. Really,
Yeah.
You
Okay.
thank you guys. You guys are heroes.
Yeah,
You guys
yeah.
are heroes, man. You know.
Miss
so-
Ness, thank
Yeah,
you so
thank
much
you.
for
You guys are heroes.
participating.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
I was
Abby,
nervous.
connect me with everyone else that's on the call that I might not have the connections with, so I can, connect with them and get the information out to them and flyers or whatever we doing, so they can, be on, check out the show and spread the word.
Yeah, I'll see you on the Zoom call, Akiva, later on this week. I believe you, Chris, and I are gonna be talking about some excellence and everything else. So
Awesome.
we're gonna be continuing. We're gonna build this thing.
A
and we're gonna
national
win.
movement.
That's what we're going.
National
We're going
movement.
national.
Yeah.
But that's the only way to do
Talk to
it.
folks today, really. Yeah.
What you say, Akiva?
It's great to meet, talk to more folks today, and I look
Yeah.
forward to working together. Yeah.
Absolutely. So look, man, I'll punch out. We'll see you guys next week
Right.
at 4:00 on Sunday. One night to one people,
One
y'all.
night to
One night to one people. Can I let y'all know coming on next week?
Oh, wait, hold up, wait.
Who's coming on?
Oh,
So we have
normally you be
Brenda-
trying to keep it secret. Go ahead,
Brenda
go.
Temple is coming on, and we're
Oh,
also
finally.
supposed to have a resident that she's connecting with for Ocean Bay, and
Okay.
possibly an elected official.
Right.
maybe.
So we're gonna be continuing a general. It'll be
Yeah.
a similar conversation about
Well, yeah, Brenda
Rad
and
Rad,
yeah,
right,
right, yeah.
yes,
So
yes.
Brenda
So
from
that's-
Sika, yeah.
yes,
So
and
yeah,
she's powerful. Brenda's
yeah,
powerful.
already booked.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
all right.
That's dope.
Cool.
Once again, this is the One
One
Night
night to
Show.
one people.
One night to one people, and we will see
We
you next week.
lifting off. Thank you for
And the
tuning in.
next show, next Saturday, 4:00 is Mi Gente, My People
Yes.
with Claudia Perez. And we do it like around the clock on the
Right,
weekend.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? This is powerful.
Sunday, 4 p.m. See you.
Right.
Bet.
Boom.
Ooh, my God. Charles. Oh, Charles. Charles. Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith.